All right. We're back with part two to what if what if Deku was son of Dracula? So how we're gonna pretty much do this? What if whatever is he's gonna do like the entry exam to see if you can get in UA, but like how it was in canon, it's not gonna be like that, right? It's gonna be more on the fact or the more dynamic due to the fact of no one questions it. But he does get bullied, but not for the same reasons, right? And he gets partial bullied by Bakugo, but not the same way. It's just like passive bulliness where he's always getting called a villain or evil or spiteful or something to that effect. Cause his skin doesn't look right, his eyes glow, his physique is not larger, but he's more mature, if that makes any more sense. And so people don't like him off rip, like no. But everyone respects him as an individual because he's so strong, but he doesn't flex it either. Most people even don't really even know how strong this dude is. And the relationship I'm gonna have with Bakugo is gonna probably be more on the he respects him as an individual, but he thinks he's a villain. Or not thinks he's a villain, but don't think he can be a hero, but he never tells him to go kill himself type stuff. Because he doesn't want Deku to beat him up or anything. But he's not being like a cupcake about it. It's just kind of like, someone's superior, but like, you're like, no, I don't think you can do such and such. If that makes any sense, right? So how we're going to play this is the test, easy. There's no training arc with All Might. What Deku does is pretty much he just trains on his own and he's very intelligent, so he knows where to go. He knows, so he doesn't pay for any martial arts classes or whatever. He's able to see something a few times, master it to near perfection, if not better. And he's really talented, but he also puts in a dummy amount of hard work. The only reason he puts in hard work with this talent is due to the simple fact of what his father told him right before he's being transmitted to this different universe and getting this new vessel. Is due to the fact is his father was telling him like, listen, I made a lot of mistakes in my youth. Like, I was arrogant. I thought humans were beneath me. Try to find a better life than what I did. Like, try to be some form of a hero. And those words always echoed in Deku's mind. And so Deku is related. He has three parents. The only reason I'm saying this is just in case in the future mangas or whatever, Deku's dad comes into play. I can still have that dynamic. And the reason I say this is because the vessel was enhanced. The vessel, right, is the body that we're all in, right? So how I'm using this logic, I'm not trying to go too fan fiction with it, but just follow me so we'll kind of all be on the same page. It's the vessel that was made, right? The DNA that was made up was the dad and Izuku's mom, right? But the soul in the body was the son of Dracula because they can do pretty much anything. They're not restricted to just one body. And if that's not really vampire lore or that's just completely off the mark, let me know in the comments. I'll try to adjust it, but that's where I want to go with that just for future plot points, just in case I can play something around with that, all right? But entry exam, we do that. He passes the test. And then we get to the robots and all that stuff. He doesn't really even do too much. He just like telekinesis most of the stuff out of the way. And like he throws a couple of hands because he still want to be good with hands. He's like immersing himself fully into this human world. So he doesn't rely too much on his vampire powers, which isn't a quirk. It's more of a power, or not even power. He's he's a vampire basically, but on the highest of arcs. And so he's just pretty much his court can't get canceled. That might play later. His court can't get canceled. He's just throwing dummy good hands. He passes. But now we get to the 0 point, right? And he sees a girl when he didn't need to talk to her because why would he fall? He's confident. He knows what he can do. He's not stupid, but he remembers what his father said. And he's like, I'm not going to be arrogant like my father, but at the same time, I'm not going to belittle my worth. So they do that. He comes in big body flow, right? He just walks in like, all right, flexes a little bit, transforms. I want to say he transforms, but let's just keep it simple for now. He jumps up, looks at Robot, and says, "Be gone, you insect," and flicks it away. Or no, even better. He telekinesis it, grabs, picks, holds the robot, grabs the girl, and then flings the robot like really far. Just why not? I mean, I guess I can do it. And then the entry exam ends. They get to the school. Now, there's not too many big different dynamics, right? Where like the interactions are pretty similar. Just everyone's does look at Deku a little differently. But when they realize how nice and kind he is, they like lighten up or whatever. But they're like, oh, he's pretty cool or whatever. But his now I gotta save that for the name when I'm talking about when they're picking their hero name or whatever. But we can go ahead and just skip to right when they're doing the like quirk assessment. Deku gets second place on everything, if not first place. The only reason I said second place was the ball throw, Uraraka. I've never acknowledged one thing, and that's the expulsion or the expel. I'm never gonna expel anyone in these what ifs due to the fact is I want to keep it like how the story was presented, just with this new element, right? And we know, and if we don't, I'm about to explain it. But we know the only reason he didn't really expel nobody was because of Midoriya and the potential and all that good stuff. But I like to keep some characters in play because I want to keep that concrete story there just so I have a clean foundation. And then when there's new variations, I can manipulate it, but I don't have to like just be dummy lost. Cause if off tangent for a moment here, bear with me. What if one of my family members wanted me to do a sub, was they wanted me to make Deku God basically, right? And I'm not bashing that what if. I do tell people to tell me, hey, do tell me your what ifs or whatever, right? But the problem with that is if he's God, he's just gonna do whatever he wants, and then it would become completely fan fiction. Like I can do some completely fan fiction stories to where I'm just making it up as I go and just putting pieces there. That would take a little more time. It'd probably be more of a lengthier video. But I don't know if that's something y'all want. That's a different story. Let me know. I'll work on a full fan what if, or something to that effect. But now we will go to the part pretty much where I really don't remember where I left off. But we're gonna pretty much go straight to the part where they're doing the battles against each other, villains and all this stuff. There's not gonna be no changing here, but the fights are gonna change, of course. Bakugo will want to fight him and be like, I'll show you what it means to be a real hero and all that crap. He's just boasting and bragging. And Deku asks his Uraraka, like, hey, can I ask you for a favor? And she says, yeah, sure, what? And basically, not to keep anyone in suspense, he just says, hey, could you stand back, please? I just want to take care of this dude, and I really appreciate it. I got it. We'll win, no problem. So, do you mind? If not, I'll come up with a strategy. Like, he's being real genuine. He's being, like, real nice. And, like, she started blushing a little. And so, how this works is he just walks in. He sees where Bakugo is. He sees through the walls. He knows where Bakugo's at. Bakugo, well, I'm not going to say he can see through walls. I'll just say he's able to sense his presence, okay? Bakugo comes through. He's literally weaving this dude's explosion as it's happening, like milliseconds before it hits. It's like this, and he weaves it all together. And Bakugo's not touching this man, and like he's like kind of flying a little, just. And everyone's shocked. All Might is shocked, especially. He's like, "Oh, I can give this boy my hair." Oh, and he's just like la 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 la. Goes up to where Ida's at. Ida goes in full throttle, and he weaves it. He says, nah, this would be too easy. I'll give you one chance, right? And Bakugo was like, say less. Pulls the pin out as a grenade and he said, predictable. Futile. He makes like a force field and it rejects it backwards to him. And he's like, oh God, no. But he gets them out the way. He like moves both of them, knocking them out, putting the rope on them and touching the thing. But he does say he didn't want to, like, he justifies his lack of teamwork by saying he didn't want her to get hurt because he was playing around with his playthings. So he made it very clear, like, yeah, we could have done this. And it's something similar to canon, like we could have done that. But I'm in the abilities, or I have the power to take care of it on my own, so I might as well. So, and then we're gonna pretty much be like, right after that, he's like, I'm gonna beat you, but there's not really much hatred towards Deku. It's just more like Bakugo's ego's just upset because he's like, I didn't know he was this powerful, and he's just irritated. Like anytime he thinks about this dude, his blood starts to boil. He just gets infuriated. Now we'll pretty much be going to that USJ attack. Now we'll be going to the USJ attack, right? And how this is gonna play out is very nice and simple, right? The villains show up. Deku can already sense this because he's a creature of the dark. So, and dark isn't inherently bad, but most of the time people associated with bad stuff, he can sense the presence before they get there. So he flies down, starts stretching, cracks knuckles and everything, fool. He's like, all right, let's get it. Everyone's confused on what he's doing. Azawa's like, get back here right now. He said, you might want to get down here. But in the way that Deku says it, he says it with so much stern that Izawa listens to it because he has a feeling about this kid. Like, he's different from the normals. And so when that happens or whatever, he gets down there and he says, get ready to fight. Get ready to fight for what? These villains pull up. Everyone's like, wait, how did he know? It's bugging out. So right off the rip, he just pretty much millywhops most of them. But like, he's not one-shotting everybody. He's just, throwing some good hands. He's pretty much like, I guess he's the All Might in that situation, if that makes any sense, where like, he's not necessarily just easily beating everybody, but no one's holding a candle to your boy. So he's millywhopping everyone. Azal was fighting the dude with the hands, Shodoroki, I think that's what his name is. He's fighting him. The villain, the warp villain, he tries to come in for the oogly, but your boy says, nah, I don't know. I don't think so. And teleports him instead. He'll be able to come back just so they have an exit, but teleports him instead. And so that was hilarious. He's like, how about you get a taste of your own medicine? You'll be back in a minute. And then as I was like, we should probably no. The spacesuit hero, the black hole hero. I don't know what his or its name was. It's like, okay, we need to get someone to leave or whatever. But I think Deku, because they know he has superhero. I think you should do it. You're faster. He said, no, this is about to be wrapped up. Oh, bro. He like says something in like Latin or something, and like little minions pop out. He's like, get him. And then like they pretty much grab all the low tiers while the dude with the hands is sitting there fighting with a razor head. The Nomu comes out the cut like, hi, how are you? And then like right before his your man's eyes get big body ferociously clenched. No, actually, I'll say his eyes get messed up. He gets hit with the boop out and he's like, ah, damn it. He's supposed to be protecting me. He like Millie Wops this Nomu up into the air, does the big body Dragon Ball Z stance, like, here I come, prepare yourself, jumps up off the ground and said, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be better than my father. I will surpass him and protect. I will not destroy and be merciless, and like just all this good stuff. So he just beep, 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 beep. But the no move's like, Skittles. Just eating all these. He said, oh, hell nah. He starts really going in it. And then, like, the sound barrier gets broken. And he's like, boom. Everyone's like, oh, God. And then everyone says it or doesn't say it, but it's said. It's like, damn. It's almost like he's fighting like he's All Might or something. Todoroki. What? Theory? And so he beats that dude. And then, like, right before he goes in for the kill to get the dude with the hands, he's like, I can't lose. I can't lose. Just bugging out, right? The warp hero, the warp villain comes with a cut and says, I got you, my nigga. And then they're out. They gone. They do the big body dip. No more. No mas. And so that's how that JS not arc, but that's how that would end. And then we pretty much are gonna go straight into the come on, brain, come on. The whenever my English wanna work, I'll continue talking. The sports festival, okay? The race happens. You know, most of the stuff happens pretty similar. But he's like, damn. He's watching everyone run. He already flew up pretty decently high so he doesn't get hit. He's like, damn. These humans are weak. Because he had choices of going to One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. He said, I'll go to this universe. It didn't have the name. It was just universe, this universe, that universe, this universe. So he's like, damn, I feel like I'm cheating here. I feel like I'm cheating. He hits the big dip and just and like it's funny because he's trolling Bakugo. He's like flying, but like flying like backwards. Like, so what y'all up to? They what's his face? Todoroki tries to hit him with some ice or whatever, and then Bakugo tries to hit him with an explosion. He says, "You want to know something? You want to know something? I could make y'all lose, but I'm not gonna do y'all like that." Like, he knows he's powerful. It's kind of like everyone's like 7 or 10, you're 18. Like, you're not really doing anything. And plus, he kind of sees humans inferior in the sense of age-wise. Two things. He sees humans inferior, and he also sees them as infants, because he is a lot older than what his vessel is. Like, I would say he's a clean like 3,000 years old, but like an infant in vampire time. Like, he's dummy good, but like he doesn't know everything. And now, before you be like, okay, if he's 3,000 years old, he should be able to do whatever. But like, for the most part, he was kind of confined in the house. So I'm not gonna say 3,000. I want to lower the number to some more reason, but I'll say he's like a clean, like we can say 300, 250 years old, somewhere around there. He's like an infant though for vampire time, so it's like he's a baby himself, but he sees these people as like dummy infants. It's kind of like a 7-year-old seeing a baby and be like, oh, the baby. And he's just like, y'all are trying your hardest. I approve of this message. He does push them back a little bit just to let them know, like, you know where we stand. And then he just does the big dip and just boom, wins that. This really is just going to be him blowing through the series. But then we're going to get to, if I can find my notes. You know what? Scratch that. I'm going to make another video anyway. So I'll stop it right here where he wins the race, starting the sports festival. And then we'll continue on with the sports festival somewhere, and we'll end somewhere around on season 3. I do want to procrastinate so that it hits a 20 mark so I can feel good about my life decisions. But I have nothing else to say. So you can leave now. I'm ending it on 20. There's no more content at this point. If you're still here, type bacon in the comments.